Coach Clay here. Parents, this is primarily for you, but coaches, you can learn something too. You guys need to know the rules, the etiquette, the best ways to communicate with coaches, when to do it and when absolutely not to do it. These things are going to help you and your mental health and also help your player as they journey through their baseball careers. I've been running bases loaded baseball and softball school for 20 years. I've worked with thousands of kids that have played for hundreds of different teams. Coaches all have a specific history that influences how they work with your kids, how they strategize in games, and how they communicate with parents. What you need to know as a parent is how to communicate with that coach and if and when that communication is even appropriate. Bottom line here, rec league. Contact coaches in a kind, respectful way, understanding that they are out there, giving of their time and energy for really no benefit of their own. You may ask about your player's role. You may ask about what they need to do to get better to help the team, and then take whatever honest response comes back. A lot of these coaches are just parents who are volunteering. And if you've ever been in rec ball, you've always received those emails where the league is trying to fill open coaching spaces. So they need to be given a lot of grace. Travel ball, tournament ball. You have a vested interest in that team and in your child's development. The money, the time, the energy you're putting in that team makes you a shareholder. So yes, you do need questions answered here and there. And just like a shareholder of a company, you will get a breakdown, a prospectus of that company every so often. That should be expected with travel and tournament ball. It is appropriate to contact that travel or tournament team coach. Keep it as rare as possible. You can be involved in that tournament or travel team, reaching out to the coach, asking if you can help in any way, bringing your glove to practice, can you shag balls, and being open and willing to jump in when the coach asks for your assistance. The great thing about travel baseball or softball or tournament teams is that it is often just a commitment for one season or even 1 year. You may reach out to a coach asking honestly and kindly what they see your child's role being on that team, and you may get back an answer that you don't like or you don't agree with. But you're only committed for that season or that year. And I do think honoring that commitment that you originally set out to do is good for your son or daughter's mental development. Rest assured, 1 year playing left field or playing second base when you think your son or daughter is a first baseman or a catcher is not going to impede your son or daughter's development. And in some cases, it might actually accelerate it. We get to school ball, you're going to represent your high school. These games are going to be important not just to the players and the parents and extended family of those players, but also to the community. Communication with coaches, zero. That coach is now in charge of what goes on between the lines, what goes on in the locker room, what goes on with conditioning. The only thing that you need to know from that coach is when to have my player at the field and when to pick them up. With the rare exception that you have had to seek professional medical attention for an injury, and that needs to be relayed to the coach. Your player sprains an ankle, has to go to the doctor. The doctor gives him a period of light rest and a timetable for return. That needs to be communicated to the coach. Otherwise, there should be no communication. Your player's batting ninth. You want to know why? Sorry. Do not email the coach. Do not call the coach. Do not talk to the coach about why your son's batting ninth. Your son's arm is a little bit sore. It's not something you're taking them to the doctor about. So that's your player's responsibility to share that with the coach. If you have an injury that's not preventing you from playing and that's not requiring you to seek professional medical advice, then that's between the player and the coach. The parent should not get involved. I have heard some stories where coaches have acted in an inappropriate manner. Again, those things happen. Those stories reach parents. You don't go to the coach with it. You go to administration. But before you do that, just make sure that is an egregious situation that needs to be dealt with at the administration level. Finally, for you coaches, okay, understand parents have deep love for their children, and it can make them act a little bit crazy. Be honest with them, and when they're asking questions, be as forthcoming as you can and be as patient as you can. And if you set your expectations for parents at the beginning of the season, put it in writing, that can often help. So I hope what I gave you today can help you in some way. If you disagree with what I said, let me hear it in the comments. I always appreciate other perspectives. I'm bringing it here from years of playing ball, from rec leagues to tournaments to all-star teams to Legion ball to high school to college to professional. I've coached for the last 20 years and run players at every level. Hopefully something I said here can help you and your player in their baseball or softball journey. If you like what I'm giving you here, don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we'll see you down the road.